Good morning
Good morning.
to everyone here and everyone there. The gate of the oneness of cause and effect is open. The path of non-duality and true clarity runs straight ahead. I was reminded this week, in light of the violence of the old idea, it's an old Mahayana idea, of Indra's web. It's the concept that we are all interconnected, we're all interdependent. The image of an enormous spider web, and every place that two parts of the web come together, there's a jewel, a multifaceted jewel, and that reflects the light and the image of every other jewel on this enormous web. That's Indra's web. If you can picture such a thing, you can imagine that if you just slightly touch one of the jewels, the entire web vibrates. Just barely touch it, and everything vibrates from that one little touch. I think it's a brilliant observation. It comes from one of the Vedas, I can't remember which one. Everything is connected. This terrible, terrible murder in Minneapolis was the result of millions and millions and millions and millions of circumstances that led up to that moment. It wasn't just that one man and that other man interacting with resulting in the murder. It was the result of millions and millions of other causes and effects. You see that? You get it? This has been coming forever. Just like our being here together has been coming forever. Just like certain people getting sick with coronavirus and dying was coming forever. Other people getting sick with coronavirus and living has been coming forever. It's the natural evolution, the natural outflowing of the Dharma. In ordinary mind, here we talk about it almost being summer, right? Which has been coming now for 92 months. And in about a month or so, we will reach that point in the tipping of the planet where the day will be longest, and we will say, now it's summer. And then it will start moving toward fall. The gate of the oneness of cause and effect is open. If we sit silently, if we focus our attention, if we open our heart and pay attention, we can more readily see all this interconnectedness. And when something that we stand back in surprise, shock, awe, fear, anger occurs, we can remember that that's been coming forever. Just like, in my judgment, this very place is the Lotus Paradise. It can't be any other way. I can choose to be different moment to moment. I can choose not to be reactive to certain things in here and outwardly. Does that change? That shakes the web as well, yes? Like get up and sock Caden in the head, that would vibrate the web, won't it? If I can feel some level of compassion for that terrible thing that was done in Minneapolis the other day, and all the consequences that have spilled out from it, and will continue to. Can I feel compassion for all the people involved and understand that this has been coming for thousands of years? It's not an isolated, it is an isolated incident, but inside the web, it ought not to really surprise anyone. That make sense? Which is, of course, not to excuse anything, since we are in charge of our lives. Since we, particularly those of us who practice this path, make commitments to liberate all beings, to reduce suffering, to be self-aware, conscious. I won't suck, hate it, because it would be the wrong thing to do. It would create negative karma. And there's plenty of that to go around. I don't need to add to that. So the invitation for the homework for the week is to take a few minutes and type in Indra's web and read where it comes from, read the source, read how it was used in the early days as a metaphor to explain the immense complexity and beauty of the Dharma. Nothing happens in isolation. Everything happens as a result of millions and millions and millions of bumps on the web. Everything. Including the people who know how to make wonderful cinnamon rolls.
And bring us gifts.
And bring us gifts, which those of us here are going to have right now. Thank you for joining us today. Have a wonderful day.